Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nothing Ever Happens, aka Kaiserredux Azerbaijan. I'm still enjoying myself, even though it's not necessarily like a super exciting series of events. Just think a lot of stuff happened. I'm enjoying watching other exciting things happening. Okay, Eid ul-Fitr. Today is the first day of Eid ul-Fitr, and all Muslims celebrating the end of Ramadan. Eid Mubarak. Savinkov of Turkestan. Konstantin Monstrov. Great name. The charismatic leader of the Franga peasant army organized a coordinated uprising against among the Russian settlers, culminating in a coup against the government of Turkestan. Discontent grew, and the protests escalated into full-scale uprising. The strategic actions of Jalalabad Napoleon and his support among the Russian-speaking population brought him to power. While some fear that Monstrov's populist rule, remnants of the slogans of prominent Russian politician Boris Savinkov, will only lead to more problems in an already unstable country. Russophiles around the world are celebrating the restoration of Russian Turkestan, believing that under ethnic Russian rule, the nation will stabilize and order will be restored. They shouldn't have angered the armed peasants in the first place. The Fifth Zili-Fangtian War. Tensions in China remained high since 1927, when German intervention brought the 20-year conflict between the various factions to a temporary standstill. Over the last decade, however, both the Fangtian government in Manchuria and the Zili in Beijing have consolidated and built their forces. The stage is set for the most dramatic confrontation in over 10 years. Whichever side emerges victorious, however, will not be alone. Japan and Germany still loom large over the region, as the land of the rising sun greedily eyes Germany's position in the Pacific. The victor of this war will no doubt have a part to play in the conflict as well. The battle begins. We have some buttons to press. We should probably get army experience gain. That seems useful. Are there any other options I can take? Not really. Nothing I need. We'll get army experience gain. We got horses. Let's get some more horses. Hey, what happens if I just add a cavalry recon detachment to that? We don't have any sport equipment. Reduces our organization. I don't even know if that's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. Does increase our defense. We will maybe... Here's what we could do. Add more cavalry. Which we might not have the infantry equipment for. That's fine. But it's good to have slightly beefier... What's the artillery division thing? I need to start beefing up these divisions. This is, like, not good. This is too expensive. Anyways. Wait, would that work for this? Put us over special forces. Alright. Let's maybe resolve it. Guardians of the Constitution. Okay. We'll do that. Okay. We can't cement her regime yet. We should get ensure defense capabilities. The government's foremost for duty is to guarantee the Republic's survival. Coordinate the efforts of the General Staff and the newly formed defense committees will create a sustainable defense plan. In times of uncertainty, only preparedness separates sovereign nation from a conquered one. Anyways, let's proceed forward. Nesh has been annexed. Nesh has capitulated. Not Nesh. Will that work? We'll try that. That's not the same as Shusha. Who cares? The Shaanxi clique declared war on the Qing Imperial Authority. Good for them. Alright. Guangzhou is kind of sitting alone. Alright, let's do traits. I feel like... Charismatics? I don't know, actually. Fortress Buster, I'm not hugely convinced by. Let's do Organization first. And let's do Ambusher for defense. Yeah, we'll do Ambusher for defense. We have a serious infantry equipment deficit. We've ensured defense capabilities. We're going to proceed to Azerbaijani military-industrial complex. Lessons of recent years are clear. National security cannot rely solely on imports. A domestic network of armaments workshop, vehicle plants, and munitions depots must be established to support our forces independently. Creating an Azerbaijani military-industrial base will anchor our sovereignty in steel, not diplomacy. Giving us more military factories, which is good. We're going to do that instead of trucks. We don't quite have the industrial base to support motorization. At this point or ever. What is happening? Well, okay. That's a little bit of a gun jump there, bud. Alright. Unrest in Goris. In the small town of Goris in Nagorno-Karabakh, on the territory of Azerbaijan, popular unrest began. Shortly before that, a number of explosions took place in the city directed against the Azerbaijani majority. Now, Azerbaijani militia units, forces, have entered the city, which have engaged in a fight with local residents. At this moment, armed people suddenly appeared in the city, namely Armenian nationalists. The shooting began, in which our Azerbaijani brothers fell victims. Soon rumors about the return of Nazed appeared in the city, with his head covered and in a military uniform. He allegedly broadcast from the rostrum about the return of Nagorno-Karabakh under Armenian control and called for Armenians to unite for the sake of saving their people. Nazed won't escape this time. We are receiving damage to our infrastructure. We've got engines. Or else we get a better airframe? Oh, it's 38. Amazing. Nazed crossed the Iranian border shortly after the incident in Goris. Our Vilayet, with the permission of the Ottoman government, sent forces to the region in order to join forces with Azerbaijan. What the? Okay, you're mixing this up, but whatever. Dispersed armed Armenian formation's number one target, of course, was Nizda. Upon arrival in the rally's region, we were ambushed, but the first wave of Armenian terrorists was defeated. Recapturing district after district command to push the Armenian terrorists closer and closer to the border with Iran. However, there was no Nizda among them, or at the very least, it was not possible to identify them. However, we took advantage by this to start to spread rumors. The Vondian Armenian hero is just a pathetic coward who hides behind the back of his thugs, hoping to provoke Nizda. We tried to lure him out. However, very soon, while the remnants of the Armenian terrorists were already very close to the border, they stopped all resistance and retreated. Soon, we became reliably aware that many of them had crossed the border with Iran, and among them, those many, was Nizda. How have we managed to lose him this time? That's annoying, but whatever. We should probably grab a computing machine. More reliable artillery. Cheaper support equipment. Probably just want more reliable towed artillery. What a surprise! Everyone got annexed. Wow, this ended really stupidly for all of you. Fergana declared war on Khwarazm. Truly lame. Truly a lame way for that to go. What did you expect? What did you think was gonna happen? Dummies. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the Reds have victorious down south. And Paraguay's been annexed. That's an extra bonus on top of that for them. We're looking at a pretty strong red. Alright. reading these. These seem pretty good, but they're more like good when we're at war. Okay. We probably want to develop Karabakh. The Karabakh region, long marked by neglect and instability, holds enormous potential for development. Investments in infrastructure, irrigation, and industry will transform it from a troubled borderland into a vital economic zone. There's the light MGs. Let's grab engines. Fighter aircraft stuff. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, Socialist Republic of Chile joins Third International. As you do. Oh boy. Alright, we have free civilian factories. Does this mod not even use the coal situation? No, they do. They just don't have any coal. It just doesn't seem to be having an impact on my production. Look at all this. Look at this. We have so many little tiny states. Like that's what I'm gonna do. Excavation 1. Can we get anything in 1938? Yes, we can. Guns. Guns, guns, guns. Develop Karabakh. So we are in the right. We are not in a faction right now. Interesting. Fort construction. Settle the Armenian issue. The long-standing conflict in Karabakh has finally been resolved. Now with peace restored and a frontier secured, Baku turns its eyes outwards. Azerbaijan must decide, will it continue as a peaceful republic or claim its place among the great powers, shaping the destiny of the Caucasus? I'm going to... The Ikhwan revolt, openly declaring their revolt for the restoration of true Islamic rule, as defined by the Wahhabist preachers. A coalition of various Arab tribal leaders have bound together in their opposition of the suzerain in hopes of breaking the central power of the state, restoring the decentralized fiefdoms of old. Although there have reportedly been an agreement concerning the fragile ownership of various Arab provinces, few expect the fragile alliance to survive a possible victory in their jihad. Hide your women and children. The Ikhwan are here. Excavation. More of it. Still 38, so let's get better guns. I think I'm thinking to align myself with the Ottomans. I think that seems kind of fun. The new Khwarezmian Empire, in a momentous turn of events, the former Khanate of Khiva has set a course to restore the historic Shahdam, led by visionary Eshi Khan and his faction, claimed to be the rightful heirs of the Khwarezmian Empire. The government seeks to resurrect the ancient glory of their lands. The return of the Khwarezm Shahs. That's a strong assertion. I mean, we'll see. Ottoman has joined the Anti-Revolutionary Alliance. We might want to get Commando. Just to give me more... I mean, School of Psychology is nice. More division work. But boost to our special forces seem nice. Can we get... Are we... Like, recruits a division, but like... Yeah, I think that the Spec Ops is better. Capacity multiplier. Yeah, it's just like way better to get capacity multiplier. We just don't have any others that are like really good. So yeah, Spec Ops, Special Forces. We're gonna go for that, which allows us to do something. Maybe we'll see. No, that would still put us over Special Forces limit. That's pretty funny. Okay. So, okay, we can't go towards Constantinople. Instead, we're going to join the Reichspakt. That's fine. That still gives us a war to fight. The guns have fallen silent in Karabakh, but the echoes of rebellion, anyways, echoes of rebellion linger in the minds of the people and the chambers of the Majlis Mabusan. The new government inherits not only a war-torn province, but a question that's haunted the republic since its birth. How to integrate the Armenian population, now broken and distrustful, into the Azerbaijani state. The military governors warn that any leniency will only invite renewed trouble. In their view, the mountains must be held with a firm hand. And the local councils purged of disloyal elements. Others, particularly within the liberal Erhar and moderate Musavat regimes, argue that peace cannot last without some measure of reconciliation, perhaps even limited cultural autonomy. Meanwhile, the Humet deputies demand the state address the root causes: poverty, exploitation, and inequality. They insist that true loyalty will come only from justice, not bayonets. The Kiryat and Ithad factions denounce such talk as naive. To them, national unity has become oral health, even means permanent military rule in the region. We're going to reinforce national unity. No talk of autonomy. And we're going to have to be the protector of the Caucasus. Since 1918, Germany has stood to Azerbaijan's foremost guarantor and investor. Renewing this alliance promises economic modernization and security against northern and eastern threats, yet some warn that too much dependence may reduce our sovereignty. That lasts 7 days, so not that long. Bulgaria has joined the Donau Adriabund. Not a huge surprise. We may choose to join the Reichspakt. We will probably want to do that at some point, but we will see. Is Georgia part of the Reichspakt at this point? No. They probably will be, but same thing with the Confederation of the Peoples of the Caucasus. Let's increase cotton exports. Azerbaijan's fertile lowlands are ideal for cotton cultivation. A crop that has already brought prosperity in many reasons. By mechanizing production, improving transport logistics, we can increase output and proclaim our position in the global textile market. Cotton may yet rival oil as a source of national wealth and stability. We can grab Great War infantry. I'm not super interested in that. Interesting. We'll proceed forward. A logistical focus might not be bad. Static warfare might be good. More entrenchment. Less supply consumption. Let's entrench. The war continues. Who's fighting who? Okay, it's a pretty even fight between the Liberal Pact and the Anti-Revolutionary Alliance. Okay, Afghanistan declared war on the Khwarizmian Emirate. Madras declared war on the Deccan Federation. Okay. Have fun with that, guys. I guess centralized control, home defense, centralized control, maybe veteran air instructors. Centralized control. I don't think it's very impactful. Gwangju declared war on Hunan. You know, if we are going to join the Reichspakt, we might as well just do it. Germany accepts. Germans have accepted our offer, and we're now members of the Reichspakt. Great. We can can join the Kaiser Wilhelm Society. That seems like a good idea. Good to do research sharing. Let's partially mobilize. Or go to extensive conscription. That seems like a good idea. And with that, I will declare an end to this episode. Bye-bye.